Listen, I'm alive. I'm back in town. Thank you for being here. Shout out to the replay gang. I'm Mrs. Best. We're here to go over Love and Hip Hop Miami. Yes, I know it aired on Tuesday. I was out of the country. I was in Mexico living my best little life. So shout out to my husband. Happy birthday to him. I hope everyone had a happy Turkey Day. Happy Colonizer Day. And let's welcome in James for the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. What's poppin', James?
Hey, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe as you see on the screen there. Subscribe to my girl, Shirley from Love. Let's get monetized 2026. We are both calling it for both our channels. We've been doing this too long without no money. We need the little chinga chinga. I need it.
Yes. And if not, then we'll have a Patreon up.
Yes.
We're going to do
I'm
that.
trying to tell you, Patreon on a couple different channels. I need to become an entrepreneur. Working a 9 to 5 is not for me. And I ain't been at work in months.
Misery. If it's like work to go to work before even doing the work. I agree with that heavily. Y'all, also, please see the link in the description and like and subscribe to the channels of some other creators, some lovely Black creators. It's always a time to celebrate and support anybody Black. We've got Kiwan J. She covers several shows that me and James do. We adore her. She does have really, really good recaps. I was watching her in Mexico. I enjoyed it. We also have Shayna_MCD, our day one, who's been very supportive and helped both of us gain a good number of subscribers. And then we also have Redefine Me Television. This young lady, subscribe to me. I support her channel. I enjoy her recaps and what she does. Support everybody Black, especially Black women. We are great. Why not? But let's get into this episode, which was titled Mama's Baby, Daddy's Maybe, season 7, episode 4. Before y'all ask, yes, I have heard the rumors that Love and Hip Hop Miami is allegedly going to be canceled. You know, if that's the case, that's the case. I've also heard that Basketball Wives may have been canceled instead of being moved to networks. I have no arguments with that. I have.
She said, go ahead and do what you got to do.
Basketball Wives got a little tired. It's very repetitive. But we do have some new shows coming on the channel. In January, we'll be going over Mary Cosby's documentary. We will also be covering on my channel The Valley Persian Style, which is essentially Shahs of Sunset reboot. I loved Shahs of Sunset. I'm excited to see what's going on with them now. Well, really, I loved Reza. Yep,
this will be my first time viewing that show. I did not watch Shahs of Sunset. I do like my Persians, though. I really do. So I'm really excited. And the fact that I didn't watch the show, I wasn't really too big on Bravo if it was outside of Housewives of Atlanta. I don't think we had Potomac yet when they were on. I don't think we had them yet.
They were on a long time ago. I think a lot of people probably thought like you and just...
Yeah, I only stuck to Married to Medicine and Real Housewives of Atlanta when watching Bravo at the time they were airing. I didn't go into that. The only show really I did not watch that was not Black was Mob Wives. That was probably the only show that I watched. And then I would watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, watch some of the shows, but I really wasn't sticking. And then the other Bravo show that I watched that was not Black was Tabitha Takes Over.
Oh, yeah, I used to like Tabitha.
I love Tabitha. So that was pretty much it. So
Speaking of the Housewives, I forgot the Housewives of Beverly Hills and Married to Medicine are both back this week. I believe Married to Medicine is back next week.
Tonight.
Oh, tonight. I thought it came on in December.
Nope,
so Married to Medicine is back tonight. Beverly Hills is back on Thursday. So we will have more recaps coming to y'all. I think that's good. Me and James have both kind of gone through like a teetering period where we're taking turns running out of shows. So please let us know if you have ideas or anything like that. Let's get into this foolery. We're not going to be here long, y'all, because I'm not going to do the bull crap with Love and Hip Hop Miami. Alan's wife, Yina, tells Miami Tip of a contract between Alan and Amara. She showed the contract and it looked legit, notarized and everything. Looks like Amara is paying Alan to be on the show, which makes sense. They said that they'd be acting, the proposal, all the stuff. Last season, when he carried her off that beach after being roasted, it seemed fake. Amara in her head thinks we still look at her like an innocent girl. No one respects Amara anymore. No one looks at her as innocent, and no one believes her storyline anymore. Because you're either stupid or pathetic, or both. Neither to be respected. But the wife alleges that they only agreed to be on the show because it was originally supposed to help Alan's real estate business, which makes sense because that's how he and Amara started out working. The wife says that Alan had Amara's daughters with her during a time that they were not in a good space. So it sounds like Alan and his wife were separated at the time that Amara and him had their daughters. But it sounded like part of the reason for their separation was because this agreement turned into more, because she keeps saying Amara wanted more and fell in love with him. Apparently, Amara offered Alan and his wife separately to write a check so that Alan could marry her, and offered the wife money to keep him away from her. Let me tell you this. Where there's smoke, there's fire. People don't just say stuff like this. I'm sure a lot of it is lies. I'm sure some of it is true. But what I will say, you chose to stay married to him through this, which is crazy. He's also had babies at the same time as the babies he's had with Amara with other women in other states. Were they contracts also? Or is your husband just sharing his dick everywhere? It's giving community dick. That's what it's giving. And I feel like his wife is making sense of it and making herself feel better for staying with Alan by saying that it's something like a business contract. I'm sure there's a contract or something involved because he had to come on TV. But Amara is not the only woman he got pregnant at the time that Amara got pregnant. So that tells me that this man just be sleeping with people. I don't get why the wife is trying to make it seem like it's something so much better. How'd you feel about the wife, James?
I feel like they could have left this out. Tip, I don't know why you felt like you needed to do this. Like, I really don't. I don't feel like why you need to go and, show your wild oats and prove some point that we already knew. We already felt. To me, it didn't matter if she paid Alan or not. It didn't matter to me.
Like a bird.
It still looked like what it looks like regardless if she was paying him or not. And like Mrs. Best said, he said this is like community dick to me too. It looked like he do it as much as he do it in the States, he do it in Dominican Republic as well. He probably go out 9 o'clock, sow his wild oats, bring his ass back home for a hot meal. That's what it looked like to me. I'm sorry.
So whoever's cooking it and is closest geographically.
Right. So that's why I say, this didn't do anything. This didn't prove anything. At the end of the day, he mixed business with pleasure. Got 2 kids out of this situation and has a whole lot more, so apparently so. So this did not do anything. Like, this makes you actually look more pathetic.
Some type of contract when he said he got asked his wife permission if they could have another baby. I was like, oh, everybody's foolish. Everybody's foolish. Reminder, everybody, check out Shayna's channel, like and subscribe to it. Her link is in the description of this video. But yeah, what do you want us to do? I don't know what they want us to do.
It's all in void now because I don't care. The babies are here. She's still gonna be stupid. And Alan's not the only man that she wants to be attached to. That already has somebody. So it's like, what do we do with this?
Amara is slow. She's not smart. And I think even Mommy Anna knows that her daughter's a lost cause. But moving forward, hopefully Amara breaks the generational curse with at least one of her daughters. Ching Diamond.
I forgot about her.
Yeah. I still like Ching as an artist. Her music is dope. I do listen to her and follow her on Spotify, but I don't think she should have came on this show. She's pregnant. I forgot she was pregnant. For those who don't recall, last season we met Ching Diamond. She's a plus-size rapper with a very pretty face, who we thought we were going to like until she came as Zoe Brink's a little weird and was somewhat of a bully. This situation is tired. This made me lose respect for Ching. Why are you rapping about being a boss while moving like a bird? What is this, Ching? Because Ching is pregnant by a man named Marquez who was in jail just like her. So maybe she got a soft spot for jailbirds. I don't think you should judge nobody just because they went to jail. But this man was in jail. He was cheating on her left and right while in jail, which is crazy to me. I still watch shows like Love During Lockup, Love After Lockup, which I will be recapping when it comes back in January since y'all keep asking me.
What was he cheating with in jail?
Oh, men in jail be cheating all the time. They be having different bitches. They come in, they do stuff during the visits. All sorts of crazy things be happening. They find a way. Now, Her and Marquez are allegedly supposed to be having a baby, but I guess when he was cheating on her, she did a revenge cheat and cheated back, which never works. She revenge cheated so wrong that she says she don't know if the baby that she's pregnant with is his. So she wants her boyfriend to be all in on her pregnancy after telling him that it may not be his child. We see that she's now staying at her sister's house, which was an Airbnb because there wasn't a lick of nothing on the wall. And one thing I know about Black people, we're going to have something on our walls, okay? Whether it's a poster, an old award from one of our kids,
or an old baby picture, or an old candle, or something.
The family picture when we all stand with our hands on our hips from whoever's tallest, the shortest, we going to have something decorated. Okay, there was nothing on the walls, but it's okay. It was a nice Airbnb, one I aspire to get someday. But I guess Ching is not doing well. I don't know. What do you want us to do, Ching? Why you get pregnant by a nigga fresh out with no fucking job who didn't know how to treat you right?
Which I'm still questioning that, by the way.
And then you slept with, you let multiple niggas nut in you while you were supposed to be locked down to one. Just because you get cheated on don't mean you go out and be reckless. If anything, it's us women who need to be up on protection. Because if some shit go wrong, we the ones that could end up pregnant, not the man. I stand by that. When I was single, trust and believe when I was going over to see Mr. Oh Best, who's my husband now. If that Negro didn't have a condom, and he would try it too, the motherfucker. I had one in my purse. Sure did. Went right into my guest bag. Here you go. And I had a variety of sizes too. Whichever you need, have at it. Like, I don't understand why women do that.
I don't understand, but here's the thing. I understand why he has pause and question. I do. Yes. And it's crazy for her to get angry and upset. And it's like, man, you cheated on him before he got out of prison. Then 2 weeks later, when he is with you, you coming up pregnant. Anybody is going to question that. Anybody's going to question that. Because first off, if we're doing deductive reasoning, I'm willing to say it's more than 50-50. I'm going to say it's 60-40. Because that means that when he got out, y'all would have had to have done it right in the car in order for it to be a possibility. I agree, Shayna. I agree. I don't think it is either. I don't think it is.
The thing of it is, Ching, we'll get to it, feels like it is her baby. Hi, Miss AKA. I'm happy to see you. Hello. Shayna said y'all a mess when I lived in my old apartment. I didn't hang any pictures. When I was getting like my first couple of apartments, I didn't have no pictures. I didn't. And then when I lived in Stockton, I was in Stockton for like 2 years. Biggest mistake of my life. I didn't hang shit. I knew I wasn't meant to be there. But, you know, for the most part, people would do something. That house went.
I have old candles and cards up on my walls. I don't have no damn pictures of me anywhere.
But you had something.
I have something. Yeah, I have something to show it's my house. But at the end of the day, I'm not. Here's the thing. I don't have any current pictures of me that are professional, which I'm planning to change this coming year, because I realized that I don't have any professional pictures, but I need to lose some damn weight first. And then when I lose my weight, then that's when I will start getting professional pictures. But yeah.
I'm 3 pounds away from my weight goal. I still got pictures of myself up around this house.
No, I can't.
200 pounds.
No.
Look, my face looks like a memory's a memory.
No, my face is heavy. I can't do that. When I have these heavy ass face, it is heavy, friends.
You just got chunky cheeks.
I do, and I hate
baby.
Yes, and when I was 17, I lost my chunky cheeks, and then I got the motherfuckers back when I turned 25.
Yeah. Just nasty. What the STI? Not what the STI. I'm just saying, as women, like we have a whole different reproductive system. Having a vagina is work. Okay, so you got to be careful with what you do with it, with whom you share it with, and with how, and all of that. So we'll see.
Shout out to Brandy Maxiel. Just saying. Just saying. Shout out to Brandy Maxiel.
We can't say too much more, Chig. We'll come back to her. Alan's wife gets a call. He went to jail. He's locked up. His charges are egregious, by the way. I think they're for like sexual misconduct. Something. He was doing stuff that involves sexual behavior that sounds like was unwanted, unwarranted, that he shouldn't have done. I know that from what I saw on social media, looking at the charges and stuff. I know Bondi Blue spoke about it. Unwind with Tasha K spoke about it. I saw the All About Tea page post about it a couple times. So Alan did some nasty stuff. Him and his hairline in the photo he was present. His hairline was fading from the photo, but Alan was present in his mugshot. And apparently Alan's wife thinks that Amara had something to do with him being detained. He was arrested in the airport. The wife feels this way because she says the timing of him getting detained in the airport at the same time Amara was there, on the same day that the wife spoke out to the show about Amara, they feel like it's that. The wife calls Alan's mom Martha, and the mom actually at first was willing to give Amara the benefit of the doubt, like, oh, that's the father of her kids. She wouldn't do that. I mean,
I don't think she did it.
Acknowledge the arrest, but like, are we going to acknowledge what he was arrested for? Because it seems like they're going to try and spin this into Amara, but Amara could say everything she wants and cry wolf. If there's no evidence, police won't arrest that man. So he obviously did something. He did something.
I'm not buying that. Sorry, Yena, you're going to have to do something better than that, baby. I'm sorry. Nobody believes that.
I don't think she called. She's so desperate for that man that she wouldn't call the police on him.
And the reason why she was at the airport at the same time is they were probably going someplace together.
Right.
So it's like, you come on now. And you just didn't know. And Amara probably really didn't know what he was doing, because you got to understand, he got a whole other baby mama in Michigan or Wisconsin somewhere. So, I mean, he has reason to be here, and who knows what he does outside of these reasons. Outside of seeing Amara's babies, outside of seeing that other lady's baby. You don't understand. You may not understand what he's doing when he comes here. I don't think he tells you everything. He clearly doesn't.
Thank you.
Like, come on. Like, let's not do
went and had a baby by different people and is lying just to lie, and then was allegedly talking to Gael and all this stuff. That man ain't telling you what he got going on. He got more flight points than ever. He don't want to tell her what's going on.
Right.
Okay, Nina. Yeah. Now, I'm not interested, to my lovely subscribers that I appreciate very much, and to those who take the time out of your busy schedules to listen to my opinion and my friend's opinion on these shows. I'm not interested in Michael Blackston's Afrobeat song. I'm disgusted with him as a human. Like, I don't like the way he's moving. Yes, in some African cultures, some people still do have multiple wives, but they treat their multiple wives with a little bit more dignity than he will, like informing them of when another is pregnant, making a song about the babies, and then both babies try to do a 2-for-1 with the song is insulting to your child and their mother. And I've seen Michael Blackston perform actually a couple times live. He's in Oakland a lot. For stand-up. He's funny. He's a very talented comedian. That's it. Just because you get $1 and was ugly your whole life don't mean that you now take that $1 and put your nasty dick in every female that you can find. It's not a flex. At some point, you just start to look irresponsible. And I don't want to discuss it. So we'll come back to it when it comes time to read Rada for Phil, because she dumb too.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. We go move forward to Pinky Doll. Pinky Doll and her lack of talent and her questionable wigs meet with Trick Daddy. She wants help in her career. She was disappointed when she performed at Trina Day or whatever we saw her performing a couple episodes ago. No one was feeling her music. She's thinking it's because her music doesn't represent her. And I'm from the hood, you know, I want my music to represent. I'm from the hood too. And if I were to put out music, right, it would likely be like some alternative sounding something. Like, just because you're from the hood, do you know that I don't woke up in deep East Oakland to people riding down the street slapping shares? Do you believe in life after love? I swear to you. I hear all sorts of stuff. Miley Cyrus Party in the USA is a hit.
Probably the biggest one I've heard in the Bay. Yeah, still to this day.
Pinky Doll, just because you're from the hood doesn't mean you have to make music that will give you street cred. Girl,
to me, that was insulting that she even said.
It was insulting. Not everybody's expecting you to sound like EBK J-Bo, rapping about all yours. Like, it's not that deep, girl. You can rap about so many things you can do, but you have to have the talent and the wherewithal to write a rap.
And not only that, you need to have tact as well. Like, it's just the fact that you on this TV show with your ignorant ass and sitting up here doing all of this, and the fact that you're getting entertained by the cast members of the show is just even beyond like words. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Where is Pinky Doll's sister? Because Pinky, if you were smart, because you're flopping your career doing this, trying to have music career when we know you have no talent. You're famous for nothing. She's literally, I can't even say you're the Kim Kardashian of our generation, because Kim Kardashian was famous for nothing and then found a bunch of something.
Just say what it is. Lady, you famous for eating a chili dog. So at the end of the day, take what that is and continue to do so and get up off our screen.
The problem that she was having though is her views go down because people are only going to watch someone stuff 100 chili dogs and hot dogs in their mouth for so long. And like, yes. As an actual avid video game player, shout out to Xbox, PlayStation, all of that. I am a serious gamer. That's not what the fuck NPCs do anymore. Okay, maybe a couple of years ago, but no, that's not what they do. So she's not even getting her own concept. Pinky Doll would have been smart if she let her sister put her sister on for the music and tried to play like she was her sister's manager. She ain't gonna do that because it overshadows her. It overshadows her, but her sister's the one with talent. But Pinky Doll, your music's just not that good, and I'm glad that Trick told her. And she's trying to now say, music's just not my vibe. Jacque's trying to make me do this. Jacque stepped in as your manager and is helping you maintain the image that you were already selling. Why is it that when Jacque has you do the music that Timbaland wanted you to do originally on the songs that he produced that are not being received well, now it's Jacque's fault? No, baby. Timbaland signed a new AI artist and forgot about Pinky Doll, and now she is struggling to stay afloat, and that's what it's given. So I'm hoping she learns, but we know she won't. I'm sick of her. Ching Diamond is still complaining about Marquez. Y'all, I got a tattoo in Mexico. It wasn't actually a great experience. It didn't hurt at all. It's a great tattoo. You can't really see it because it's wrapped up and I'm on this AI thingy, but it was a great tattoo. I found that to be more interesting than Ching Diamond's scene with this man. I just did. It was a great experience. I sang songs with a man in Spanish, chilled, took a shot of tequila upside down. It was a great time. And it's healing right. Husband turned 35 also, and James and me will be going on a trip later this year. So I found that to be more interesting than Ching Diamond. She's complaining about Marquez. He says to her when they talk that he's having a hard time because he's constantly reminded that the baby's not his because she was on a television show. And now everywhere he goes, people know that the baby may not be his, and that bothers him. I actually think that's fair. I know he cheated on her left and right, but you chose to accept it. Kind of like Michael Blackson says later on in the episode, Rada is usually very forgiving. When you do stuff, and when men do stuff and then you accept it, they get in their head, oh, I can do this, and she'll accept it. Mm-hmm. Ching, he's moving the same way he's been moving. Mm-hmm. You just want him around more because you're pregnant. She asked him to be all in or none at all because it's harder for her. Oh, well, it's hard for him to have to be all in for a baby that may not be his.
I don't know what she wants. Like,
she doesn't either.
Like, I don't understand. What do you want him to do? Like, if she would just be logical with herself, what do you want this man to do? Do you want this man to be with you and not be out there in the streets and everything? Yeah, you want that, right? Okay. He wants you to give him a solid answer and stand in your ground. And just tell him, hey, when the baby come out, we'll take the DNA test. Whether it is you or Bobo down the corner, you will know. And then that's it. That's what he wants from you. So the moment you give him that, and even if it's all there, at least be honest. Okay, let's say the baby is not yours. What happens to us then? Will you still be with me, or do you want to be done with me?
She's selfish and only concerned about herself. And we have to remember this lady has a whole nother kid that she's just running all over the place, not raising right now, while her mama take care of her kids. Your mom's supposed to be taking care of your child, Ching, so that you can have a career. But here you are having another kid by a nigga that don't really owe you nothing at this point. So I don't know. I'm looking at Ching a little crazy. She had the audacity to say to Marquez, in my heart, I know the baby is yours because we was planning to have a baby. Can y'all stop planning babies when you're broke and don't have a stable job, like actually just stop planning babies when you have no stable income coming in. Like it doesn't make sense. Plan a baby with somebody who has something to offer the baby. If this show goes away tomorrow and social media dies, how are you going to support your baby? You know, like put some thought into it. I know sex feels good, but my God, put some thought into it, because an actual person comes out and has to live based on the choices that we as adults choosing to have kids make. And it's foul and it's whack. And people get away with doing dumb shit and then expect to be respected. And I can't respect Ching for this. I just cannot.
Well, it's just, you can't put this in front of us and then think it sounds like the correct logic when it sounds absolutely crazy.
She
and
wants
insane.
the world to feel sorry for her, but she put herself in the situation. As James said, she had Google reviews, Yelp reviews, all of that. It still decided to do this. So I don't feel sorry for you,
No,
Ching.
I think it's even deeper than that. I just think that her insecurity of who she is, you know, y'all can say what y'all want, like confident, you know, women, a lot of the times when you're that size, y'all can say y'all confident in anything. Your actions and your viewings and how you like carry yourself shows you're really, that's just an act. Like that's just a facade. Because if you were really confident, you would be begging this man who realistically just got out of prison or jail months ago and keeps going back. Your confidence level would not allow you to succumb to basically beg him on national TV to be with you and your baby. Because that's what you're doing essentially. You may not be saying those words, but you're pretty much saying when you tell a man, I know in my heart this is your baby. You're saying, no, I need you to be with me because he is handsome. I will give him that. But at the same time, that's what you girls see. Y'all don't see beyond that. Y'all don't see beyond that.
I find the loudest women are usually the most insecure and the ones that make the decisions that none of us would want to deal with.
Yeah, because like, to me, if you ain't got no job and if you ain't bringing your ass to Arizona to UPS to work, then what the hell is you doing? Why are you still up there in Nebraska and Omaha up there in them streets when your ass need to be down here at the airport working your little 9 to 3? Because you know it ain't full 8 hours at UPS anymore. So you're 9 to 3. Why you ain't out here doing that like you said you was gonna do?
I don't know. Ching Diamond get on my fucking nerves for that though. I'ma just keep it a buck and y'all can judge me. I never been the female. If a nigga ain't got a job, if a nigga can't pay for his own rent, you can't nothing me. You just can't. Off limits. Stay away from it.
You can't even blow your breath in my general direction.
Please. That's crazy.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do all that. I'm just not about to do it. Just not.
Happy Sunday, Kiwan. Everybody see the link in the description. She's one of the YouTubers there that we do support on this channel. And she's funny. We just love her.
Yes.
Driving and Mr. Love After Lockup. Kiwan, do you cover Love After Lockup? I'll be covering it. I used to cover it and then I took a break. I was doing it alone because James doesn't watch it, but I'm bringing it back when the Love.
I watch it. I just want to see what it is because now that Married at First Sight was such a huge success in my eyes and I actually enjoyed it, I might give it a chance.
Love After Lockup is dope. I encourage you to watch the previous seasons before because if you step in where it's at now, it doesn't.
I'm not understand the concept.
Yeah, you won't understand the concept too much.
Okay.
So I encourage you to go back, watch it, use YouTube TV. Haha. Watch every season if you can. I love Love After Lockup. I'm a super fan of it, which is part of why I stopped watching it. It's just the episodes have gotten long, but I enjoy it. And Ching definitely could be on Love After Lockup. She said, I never watched it, but it will be my first time covering Love After Lockup. It's pretty simple. It's just a bunch of couples. So there's 3 different kinds. There's Love After Lockup, where it's the couples that we know from like the earlier seasons, OGs. They get together with their spouses that come out. Then you have Life After Lockup, which is you seeing how they live their life for the couples that actually make it. And then there's Love During Lockup, which is another spinoff. That's the one that's going to be airing in January. It'll say Love After Lockup on your DVR, but it's Love During Lockup. And that's when the man is still in jail and they're just showing and documenting usually like 6 couples navigating dating someone while they're in jail. And then usually when they get out of jail, we get the Love After Lockup season. And then for the ones that make it, they'll end up on Life After Lockup. I think you'll have fun covering it. Just be prepared. Life After Lockup and Love After Lockup have 90-minute episodes. But Love During Lockup is an hour. You have a question?
I do. What is the success rate of the Love After Lockup couples?
I would say it's about 50-50.
Okay.
It's literally 50-50 because
Okay.
a good chunk of them are still together, but then a good chunk of them break up. But you could tell, like the way, that's why I say watch from the beginning, because when they first started Love After Lockup, it was a experiment, a social experiment, the way Married at First Sight was. Since then, they've strayed away, and you could tell that WeTV is now just casting based on popularity.
Okay, so it kind of took on a life of its own,
so
pretty
you get
much.
less couples
Yeah.
now that are making it. When in the past, it used to be like 80-20 to the success rate, but now it's lower. But I love it. I am a super fan of that show, y'all. I will be back to cover it. I enjoyed covering it. Kiwan, if you want to collab at all covering it, I am always open. I love that show, especially if you want somebody to comment on the OG couples, because I know about all of them. But Brittany and Marcelino.
Which one are you trying to do? Are you trying to do the new couples, or are you trying to revert going?
I do them all.
You do them all. Okay.
I only took a break this last season for covering it, but James remembers prior to that, that was my highest viewed content. People love that stuff. Gio Malik, according to Amber, are good YouTubers who cover Love After Lockup, and I encourage you guys to watch them as well for like quick crash courses to know what's going on, because couples be a mess. Half of them back in jail. Some of them be beating on people. Letitia and Keith, she just got arrested for fraud. He in jail for pushing drugs. She calls herself the stiletto-wearing felon who does taxes. I said,
oh.
She don't like my opinion of her, but thank you for subscribing, Letitia girl. Now
I got to come on here and act a fool. No, it's fine.
It's fun. It's a show that's fun to cover, but not as ratchet. And Monique will be back on this season. Monique and Derek were on there and they went viral, and the show kind of went viral from them. So it should be interesting. But yeah, hit me up, girl. I'm around. I need something to do anyway. I be bored. But yeah, we're gonna move on from Shane Diamond and her need for a DNA test, because I ain't got it. Alan's mom comes to America, Martha. Now the wife is saying that Alan had a cold case. Alan had a cold case, y'all, and the case was mysteriously opened back up, which is why he was arrested in the airport. Alan's mom says that Amara lied. She says that Amara came by Alan's mom's house and acted like she didn't know that he went to jail. But then she also proceeded to tell them, I can't let Alan and his wife destroy me and my girl's life. And because of that, Alan's mom doesn't trust Amara again. They then talk about how they found some voodoo that Amara allegedly did under the bed with the names of Alan's mom, sister, on it. And they think that because Amara is into voodoo, that she's behind everything. Go ahead, James.
You know, Mama Martha, I already read you last season because I didn't like how you was moving then. I don't want to have to read you this season. I really don't, but I will. Because to me, that is the most ridiculous and asinine thing I've ever heard. Now, the reason my alleged hypothesis on why Alan's case got reopened is because someone else came forward. That's typically how these things work in the United States, is that when a case, basically they're chasing their tails and they have nothing else to stand for. So you know what happens? Someone else came forward with some strong evidence that was tied to this case, most likely, and that is how. Because the moment you come into customs here in the U.S., that's the first thing they do is they run the background to see if you had anything else to do up in here. They found it. Guess what? He goes. That's how that works. And it has nothing to do with Amara. Amara can't call up to customs and say, hey, I don't know on the plane. They're going to know that the moment he crossed here.
I also think Kiwan's comment could be something that makes sense. Because as James just explained, like for instance, I just came back into America yesterday. I had to go through customs. And the only time they're going to snatch you up, they literally take your picture, match it to your passport, and let you go about your way. Unless you're not an American citizen coming in, then they'll ask you, well, how long are you here? And there's that. But if you're stopped or put into those second rooms, it's usually because you have a warrant.
Yep.
If you have a warrant, the easiest way to catch somebody is at the airport because they run in everybody's shit. If I would have had a warrant or owed on taxes, they would have put my ass in them little rooms.
Yep, exactly.
I was nervous too. My husband said, what the fuck are you nervous for? We ain't done nothing. I said, I don't know. The government just make the shake.
They make it hard because they look for any little crime they can find. But yeah, I do think it's something to this extent. I do. I think it's something to this extent, but then I'm wondering, how old is this young lady?
Either way, the lady is trying to paint it as if it's Amara, but James pretty much cracked the code. You went through the airport. You have to go through customs. He's not a citizen. So they probably saw something and was like, no, especially with this administration.
Yes.
You can come into the country with a stray hair or come into the country nappy headed with your perm not right. And they may not let you in because of that orange thing leading us. So what can we do? This is what it is. But I don't like the voodoo shit. It makes it feel fake. Like,
right. Like, we're not talking about Flo and Gael. We're talking about Amara here. So,
right. I'm so glad we haven't seen much of them.
Oh, I know,
Flo messed up with that light skin comment.
She did.
She really messed up. Then tried to put out a song talk about black is beautiful. Girl, if you thought black was beautiful, why are you selling skin lighteners and look different? But
like New York said, if you stand in it in all shades.
My husband keeps asking for me or James to do old recaps of Flavor of Love. He is, I swear to God, my husband is Tiffany New York Pollard's biggest fan. Her biggest fan. I said, oh, Lord.
I like her now. I didn't like her in the beginning. She was still obnoxious for me.
You know what? I think we all felt like she was crazy, but now everyone appreciates her because her crazy gave us good TV.
Well, because I think where it got me is that she really was talking about she was really in love with this man. Like, even to this day, she was saying, she said, it's like, okay, come on.
Like, I believe her. The noises she made in each finale in that room was oh, Lord. But that's how unserious these people are. Because how the fuck we get on New York? Let me shout out to Tiffany New York Pollard. I love you. I do. Where was I? So we got to get back to Trick Daddy and Pinky Doll.
Oh, God.
She came by to see Hot Topic. I'm going to just tell y'all from the jump. Pinky Doll acted a fool and Hot Topic acted a fool. Pinky Doll came in with the attitude, though. Trick wanted to get her style because Pinky Doll came in the Miami 85-degree heat with 85% humidity or higher in some snow boots. In some snow boots, and she's wearing these hot wigs that look dry. It's like she's reusing the same wig and like dyeing it over and over again. That's how it looks because, girl, I could go to the beauty supply and get me a wig that looked better than what be on her head. I don't understand it. But Pinky Doll kind of had an attitude because she needed to be dressed. She didn't understand why Hot Topic was there. Hot Topic was like, you're here because you need help. Pinky Doll took that wrong. Pinky Doll seems to, you said you want to be that chick from the hood, Pinky Doll. Are you that bitch from the hood that every time a new female comes around, you got to show that you bigger and badder and give her an attitude for no reason? Because that's what it's given. Because I've seen you hate on your sister, and every female you've met, you've gotten into it with. From the Hollywood twins to Trina and them to Amara, and now Hot Topic. Every female Pinky Doll has met on this show, she got into it with. This bitch needs a cheeseburger and some therapy, and maybe a muzzle.
I was gonna say something to shut that mouth up.
I'm genuinely sick of this girl. Like and you have no talent. None. You're not even entertaining for reality TV. You have no fucking talent and could stand to go get one of them trade careers. Why are you here?
No, it's giving you hating on women who have talent and have what you don't have because you feel inadequate to what you're doing. That's what it's given to me. It's given she doesn't feel adequate to what she is doing. So anybody who has it, like, say what you want about Hot Topic. Yes, she is messy. Yes, she is, doing her job, but I knew who she was before loving HipHop Miami. So at the end of the day, you can come after these women all you want to, but it's given that you're insecure and it's given you're intimidated by their presence. They don't even have to do anything. They just walk into the room with confidence and you lack that and you want to, bring them down.
What did you expect? Did you think Trick Daddy was going to dress you? The man can't dress himself. He's still wearing the same shit from you on now, nigga. He's still wearing that same outfit. So we can't even expect. I don't know what she expects. She drives me crazy. Kiwan said if Pinky had people around her, she could be a model. She has the build for it.
She has the build for it. She has the stature of it. And she also has the look. She's missing.
She needs a stylist desperately. And I don't think the girl is sober like she is supposed to, because she was talking about how she used to drink so much and all of this. I think Pinky has a lot of issues that she could have talked about and dove into on this show instead of her career. Nobody sees it for you as an artist. We're in an era where AI artists are charting over actual artists with talent, which is not okay. We're passing the era of talentless, that people are starting to want good singers, good rappers, good that back. Pinky does not give that. And that's no shade to her. And she was wrong. Her attitude's nasty. You got to humble yourself, especially in a city like Miami. But Hot Topic was also wrong. How dare you tell her that she needs lipo? What are they taking out of her belly? There's nothing to take. How are you going to tell a small woman she needs lipo just because you want to pay for your body? I did not like that Hot Topic did that. But I did agree with Hot Topic in telling Pinky Doll that she act like she bigger than the program. And she's not. Nobody respects you just for getting famous on social media. You got to get famous for something. You got to do the work. You think people like Kempire, when I started following Kempire on YouTube, he had like under 10,000 subs.
Yep.
You got my little sister, Naima Travels, on TikTok. She has over 60,000 TikTok followers. I said, what the hell? She said, the way I did this was hard work. You got to post every single day, 3 times a day. Always be on it. It's hard work. Pinky, if you want to make money, if you want to keep up with your social media, if you want to be a rapper, a singer, an artist, a lawyer, whatever the fuck, you have to work at it. And it seems like she's looking for shortcuts and then getting mad at people who are telling her what she needs. So I'm sick of it. She does talk to Trick after her and Hot Topic get into it, because Hot Topic left and was like she could keep it. I don't like, also, don't say you got to dress her like a city girl or none of that. Dress to what she likes, but also that looks good. But yeah, Pinky Doll, let me tell you this. Your story is maybe sad to some, but it's not fucking unique. I grew up in the hood too. Did not grow up rich, grew up poor. There are times I did not eat. There's a lot I had to go through. James didn't grow up rich. He had to have multiple jobs in high school. We hustled. We hustled. I done sold weed. I done had jobs. I was the Liberty tax girl on High Street in Oakland, California, waving the sign, dressed like the Statue of Liberty. I have hustled. So everybody has a sad story. My parents entirely abandoned me, allowed me to be abused. I was removed from my home by the court, emancipated at 16, had to figure it out. You are not the only person with a sad story. And a sad story is not going to give you success. And a sad story is not going to make people like you. It's not going to help you to be well received. And it's not going to give you an advantage. It's just not. You got to be willing to do the work. So I feel like Pinky's trying to now lean into the, I'm from the hood, I had a hard life. And okay, you and lots of other people, especially
lots of
Black
other people. But what we're not doing is walking into rooms over there tearing down the next person just because we feel intimidated by their presence. Like, we're not finna do that. We're just not doing that. We do what we can, and we understand our craft is our craft, and nobody can take it from us.
Yep. Simple. Very, very simple. I don't understand her problems, but she gets on my nerves for that, because I hate when people do that. Don't use your sad story as an excuse for bad behavior. I used to act a fool too, be fighting and doing the most. But just because you went through it or grew up in that environment doesn't excuse it. So I don't understand. I don't understand it. Wow, Miss Bess, you don't look like what you've been through, and Pinky is entitled. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, that is yes, she doesn't. But we're here because we are both therapy advocates. We've been in therapy for multiple years. So therapy helps too.
It does. It absolutely does. But again, you got to do the work. So it's hell. That's not like everybody got a sad story. I could have came on YouTube. I went through this and that, and this happened. Please subscribe.
Same.
I'm just talking. Whoever like me, and whoever don't, hey, I wish you well.
Because it's like, at the end of the day, those moments were a part of our life that molded us. Those problems were there, some warranted, some unwarranted. And it's just one of those things where we have to still pick up and go regardless of what sets us back. We don't cry about it. Said, I grew up, so I have to make this happen, and I have to do that. Those of us who are seasoned in this know that when things don't happen, it's probably for good reason, and we move on. Sometimes, you know what? God will break our heart to save our souls. That's just how it is in life. That is what it is. I've learned that, and that's how I keep moving.
That's true. That's true. She said, child, I've been through therapy for a year now. It takes years before you see even the smallest result from therapy. but it's worth it. And I'm happy you've been in it. And I hope you stay there.
Yes.
I hope you enjoy it. And if you don't like your therapist, you can always switch. I tell everyone.
I've had 7. I've had 7 in my lifetime. For 17 years, I've had 7. That's a small number.
So my mother is an LMFT. I am studying to become a clinical psychologist right now. So I think the more you learn about therapy, you start to look at them and be like, I don't like this method. Let me go to someone who's going to use
and
a different.
I think the shortest time I've had therapy was 2 months. That's the shortest time I've ever had. I will switch out, because sometimes you have to understand, when you get a therapist, you're not always going to be compatible with them. It is a gamble. It is realistically a gamble to see if they're really going to help trigger you. Because, I was telling my fiance, I said, I come from trauma of childhood and then trauma of adult and then living day to day. There's a lot to unpack there with all 3 of those categories. So therapy is just not going to work after 1 year or 2 years. It takes a lot of time. And sometimes you have to fire therapists because there's some that want to deal with it today. There's some that want to trigger the past. And there's some that want to kind of say, okay, what an adult have you experienced? And it's like, they want to pick a lane and stick to it because that's what their specialty is. And sometimes that's not what I want to go through. I don't want to relive that. I'm fine with that being where it is. When I want to get that treatment for that, that's when I will seek out a treatment for that. But I want to talk about what today is.
I love that you love your therapist.
Yes.
I'm curious, because in California, if you're in a graduate program for clinical psychology counseling, we have to do 50 hours of therapy to get our degree. And LPCC, licensed counseling professional, for those who don't know, they are therapists, but they, to me, are some of the best because they can treat a variety of people. But they say, go to therapy to become a therapist. I love it. Somebody else Black becoming a therapist. That really excited me, because everyone I talk to seems like getting nursing degrees.
We definitely need more
degrees.
Yeah, we definitely need more Black therapists than what we have in today's time. How much of the population in therapy do we cover? As many therapists out there in the Black population?
Oh, and Black people, we're like less than 10%.
Yeah, that number needs to change. We need to be at least 30, because when you think of what the average Black person carries as far as what they're not talking about, we need an avenue for more, because less than 10% or 10% is not even enough. So no, there definitely needs to be more, and I'm glad to see that as well, because we do need to break those walls down, especially because we're the lowest on the totem pole when it comes to being a people, and that's by design, not just by choice. So we need to learn how to break those. And the crazy thing is, Black people are some of the most strategically smart people in this world. We just don't know how to use it and where it would be beneficial for us. So that's why it's one of those situations where therapy could help break down those barriers and help us think better. That's the whole reason why I'm in therapy.
Yeah, it's not even just Black people. I think there's just a lack of minorities in therapy and as a whole. Let me see. Kiwan said, I feel like I'm too old, OMG, but I have a year left and then I'll have to do my 3,000 hours. You haven't started on your practicum now? Because you should get half of those hours while you're in school. And then when you get out of school, at least because California, we have to double that, which is insanity. That's why I switched this clinical psychology, because I prefer to research the trends more. But I have to do hella hours. Ugh.
I had a therapist 3 years ago. She didn't become one until she was 48. So
I mean, it depends on when you start. My mom, she paid for herself through college. My mom's an LMFT. She finished school. She was a full therapist by the time that she was 25. But again, she went straight from high school into college. Some people do it and they get it done. My dad also helped her, but the good thing. Oh, you dropped out. Okay, that makes sense. When you start your practicum, it'll fly by, because 3,000 hours, just count the number of hours you work. And the good thing about practicum is you're able to get paid for it. Usually, like California has a lot of places and facilities that pay us through it, which is helpful. Yeah, hit me up, Kiwan. I need to know, you in Texas, right?
I'm thinking about doing it too, y'all. Mrs. Best is trying to give me a therapist for years.
I also will be paying for my last 3 semesters. Yeah, it's expensive because counseling was just pulled. It's not just nursing, counseling, as well as LCSWs, LPCCs, LMFTs. Counselors have been pulled and are no longer recognized by Department of Education as a professional career or degree path. It's not just nurses. I switched my program because they were pulling some of my funding. I would have had to pay for it. It's unfortunate, but just keep at it, Kiwan. Keep at it. Keep at it. We could root each other on. Now we have two things in common. We both on YouTube. We both Black. We both fabulous. I love that you love NOLA. And you're going to be a Black counselor. I love that. You better graduate. I'm on your ass, Kiwan. Do the YouTube. Own it. I love it because we really do need them. Yeah, there's lots of counselors in LGBTQ community. There's actually too many, but there's not enough that represent the minority races of the LGBTQ community. And so a lot of people of color will not go to therapy because they don't feel like
I want to do it, you guys. I really do. I have so many career traits that I want to do. That is one of them because I feel like there's way too many men, and I'm only speaking to the Black men because I am a Black man. There's too many Black men that are ashamed to be this way and taking their lives because of it. I do want to help treat that and feel like, it's realistically something that is okay. Like, I really want to do it. The thing about it is that y'all, I have a lot going on.
So do I. If you really want to do it, that will never be a reason to not do it. That's why I tell everybody with college or anything, when you really want to do something, no matter what you have going on, you'll do it. Because when I started school, I was in the middle of having surgery. Friend had just died, was in the middle of moving, had also lost my job, and a bunch of other things. When you really want to do something, no matter what is going on, you'll persevere and figure it through. So when you know what you want to do, you'll know because you'll just get right to it and nothing will stop you. As I say, college, make sure you know what you want to do before you do it, because whatever it is, will be expensive.
Even though my major was English and I am an author, so it is something that I did want to do and was definitely proud to do it. But I feel like writing was just for me. It was not supposed to be for the world. Like, if it happens to reach the world, fine, perfect. I have 2 books out, so yeah, I get that. But yeah, I don't think it was my calling of what I'm supposed to do on this earth. I just don't.
You'll find it. Don't stop looking. You'll find it.
Yes.
But yeah, Pinky, ow, my whole leg just got a cramp. Pinky Doll's a mess. Michael tells Rada about the baby.
Okay, here we go.
Michael tells Rada about the baby, y'all, and I don't know what I'm supposed to say on live. Rada, it looked like Claudia learned from couples therapy that we covered on James's channel, which you guys can see in our playlist. But doesn't look like Rada learned anything. I don't feel bad for Rada because this is what happens when you allow outside people into your relationship. Notice all the couples that were okay with threesomes, such Candy and Todd, they broken up, or allow people in their relationships. Look at Rada. The man goes and does crazy stuff, and I didn't expect Rada to be so upset. She's usually so forgiving. Why does she have to be so forgiving all the time? Why not just not fuck up? See, Michael Blackson was married at one point. I don't think he wants to be married anymore. I just don't. I think Michael Blackson just wants to fuck bitches and spend money, which is fine. But I don't feel sorry for Rada. What did you expect? You can't tell a man you can have 1 bitch a month and expect it to go right. You can't tell men that.
It's the fact. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm tired of Rada. I feel like we've been reading Rada for filth for years.
We have. It's too old for this shit, girl. You got grown children. First of all, it is baffling to me. And the fact that you live in Arizona says a whole lot. Are you from Arizona? Because that even says a lot more about you. This is how women think. Women have this mindset that men are going to cheat anyway, so you might as well just give him the outage before, he just does it sneakily. I get women want to stay ahead of the curve, but that is doing way too much work, and that is putting way too much men and giving them way too much freedom. Love and Hip Hop Miami, we did not need another Kirk and Rashida on Love and Hip Hop Miami. I didn't need to see this, nor did I care to see this because I've already read them for filth on another show. Rada, This man is not going to change. This man is not going to be different. No matter what you give him or no matter what you allow, he's going to be what he is in front of you that day. That is who he's going to be. So you either accept it and shut up about it and let him and do what Rashida do, just smile and laugh. You either do that or you get the fuck on. But you need to do one of the two, because I'm not going to sit up here every week with you on Love and Hip Hop Miami and sit up there and look at you cry and look at you fester over some shit that you knew he was doing before he even proposed to you. That was the whole point of the whole couples therapy. You know you cannot do this, so why put yourself through it? Because he has money? Because he has access? Because he's a celebrity? You have clout too. You can go get you somebody else that could be faithful to you. So I'm just over her crying and over her being so emotional over this betrayal just because he got somebody that you knew pregnant. Oh, well, that's what happens. That's what happens when you allow him to have a side chick. See, what you should have did in the relationship is cheating is non-negotiable. If you don't want to be here, then guess what? There's the door.
I wish people would stop trying to put like spins on relationships too. A relationship means that you're in a relationship exclusively with someone. So there's no such thing to me as an open relationship. If you want an open relationship, you're just single or dating and fucking different people, but have someone you really like. And one thing I've learned from my daddy and my husband is if a man wants you, you'll know. It will be undeniable. You'll know. Another reason why fathers are important in kids' lives.
Yes.
Curious about Radas, but that's one thing I always knew. And I think Reginae Carter just said this too with Lil Wayne and Toya on a podcast. Like, if her dad, who is a superstar, is never too busy to not take her call, then no man is too busy to not take her call. You know, Rada, there's a lot you could tell that's insecure there, but I can't. I agree with Kiwan. To put it in simple terms, Michael wants to run up women's pH and Rada is dumb. And the sad thing, Michael, is you're doing all this for bitches that wouldn't want you if it wasn't for your money, because you are definitely not a looker, baby. You are not. Kind of a disgrace.
That's what
be fine, but not this one.
And that's what's even more baffling to me, the fact that he actually can do this, and the fact that y'all women are literally crying.
No, not y'all. Don't say y'all, because I feel included in the bullshit. The stupid ones. It's some stupid niggas and it's some stupid bitches. And clearly Rada is part of the stupid bitches category, okay?
Well,
I wish Negro would. I wish he would. I don't care if I look like Precious. You're not going to do me like this. You're not going to treat me this way. You got to have, and that shows the lack of confidence.
That was my point about Chick Diamond. That is my point. That's my point about Chick Diamond that I wanted to put on. It don't matter what you like. I wish she would just admit that to herself. Because if you admit, because you wouldn't be doing all of this. If you would just admit this to yourself. Rada, the same thing with you, but as I said, if she's actually from Arizona, it makes a lot of sense.
Because that's going on with Arizona. You'll like Love After Lockup because all the most fucked up couples come out of Arizona.
Because let me tell y'all something. Like Phoenix is short-sighted when it comes to people in relationships and what you actually see. A lot of couples are very short-sighted here. It is very interesting. Like, it needs to be studied. Like, it really does. Like, the fact that I know I had worked with a young lady. She was 16 years old at Starbucks. She didn't even know where she lived. Like, her mom has fully microscoped her brain into thinking that she's always going to need her mom, so her dad won't leave. Like, the fact that you're 16 years old and you don't know where you live is crazy. She actually admitted that. And I was like, and she drives. That's the whole. She can't drive her car unless her mom follows her. She can't do any of that. It's like, yeah, but
odd.
That's not the first time I've heard that story. I've heard that story several times. Women, I don't use that term. Women short-sighted their children into thinking they always need them, and then they typically do. Kids don't leave home here. Kids don't do anything here. They get married, and then they do it the same. They repeat the cycle with their own children. And then by that time, the parents divorce, and then it's like, okay, now they come together for the grandchildren.
A mess.
Yeah.
But we're going to get back to Ching. She's complaining because she ain't seen her baby daddy for 2 days, and she about to have the baby. I'm just going to say this before I move on. Ladies, this is why you get a ring first before having a baby. And I know some of you have had babies without the rings and nothing is wrong with it. But, you know, you can't really expect a man that's not your husband to be with you every single day. You just can't. And it seems like that's what she wants because she's going to give birth. You just can't. Now, a lot of men do it because it's the right thing to do if someone's pregnant. But if you having a baby with somebody and they ain't married to you, just expect for them to be there for your kid and have no expectations for yourself. That's how I feel. That's how I feel, because we're not going to keep going over Ching, but he don't know the kid is his. Look how you got knocked up. James talked about you could have got knocked up in the car or something, but I don't know if you could have fit to do it in that car. So listen, it's the truth. I don't call. Spade is a spade. But I don't know. I feel like the baby's not his, and that's why she's panicking. I don't feel sorry for her. I feel like she did all of this too to keep a storyline. And honestly, Ching is wrong. Marquez is wrong. Everybody involved is wrong. But we end the episode with Rada having her baby. These motherfuckers. That just pissed me off. My husband's at the ER getting stitches removed. He talked about I might have to call up there. Let me get this over with. I have to cuss out Sutter Health East Bay Medical Center. But Rada has her baby. Mike tries to play a song. She's pretty pissed off. Rada, nobody feels sorry for you. Cry to your mammy since your family love Mike so damn much. What's wrong with the family? Do they not know what's going on?
9 out of 10 is the money. It's the money and it's the access. Let me tell you, the fact that she live in Arizona, the fact that the family live in Arizona tells me all I need to know. I live in Arizona and I like it. It is exactly that. It's because he has money and access and he's funny. They don't care about the looks.
Her. I feel like she's like an exotic chick he can check off his list that kept lasting. Because he keeps talking about how the baby's Cambodian and African. And I'm like, okay, this has happened before. A lot. There's a huge African population where I live and a huge Cambodian population here in Oakland. And they like to get together and make babies. Beautiful babies.
I agree. Oh, go ahead.
He keeps commenting on it. You can't love this woman if you act like this. You just can't. There's nothing he could say to convince me he loves her. So
to me, yeah, because if you did love her, her reasoning of why she would want you to stay faithful should not be that hard for you to comprehend or to even do. So I don't think he loves her. I think what it is that she is someone he can have at home because he doesn't want to come home alone. That's just really what it is. And I figure she's one that you could just tag along and she'll be there waiting for you. I think that's what a lot of men say. A lot of men say when you read like the statistics of men cheating or why they just won't be single, it's because they want someone to come home to. And it's very sad. And that's that's troublesome when you really think about the logic of what someone says. They want someone to come home to, but you don't want to not cheat on the person.
To keep the person in the home.
Right. It's crazy. Like that's.
Would Michael be considered colorist because of the women he's with? I don't think he's colorist because Shayna has said she has saw the woman he has kids with, and they were having dinner, and the first wife I guess was like a chocolate woman. I don't think he's colorist, but I do think that he has a preference, which is common with a lot of Black men, especially Black men from Africa. Like, they have these ignorant thought processes of wanting the baby to come out lighter than them and things like that. So I don't think he hates on color, but I do feel like he has a clear preference in the types of women that he goes for. Because you look at Rada, she's considered Cambodian. Some would consider that an exotic woman. The Cambodians are very darker complected Asians compared to some other Asian cultures. And then the other woman, the side chick, is Egyptian and Italian or something. So that for some people would count as exotic. He keeps like pointing out that he's dating like these exotically cultured women. And I feel like it's a preference of his. I can't say that he's colorist because I've not seen him mistreat women who are dark. He seems to be mistreating the women are lighter complected because he married and tried to do right with the one that looked like me. So I can't fully say it, but he definitely has a preference. He's a jokester. Nothing is serious. So it makes it also difficult to even properly assess him.
Right. And the only other thing I can think of is, what does his mom look like and what's the relationship like with her? That's the only other thing.
He was laughing. When she was laughing in the earlier episode, we saw a little bit of her. And she just kind of laughed at the fact he got multiple kids coming on the way. Like,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
They're not tripping on stuff like that. She probably look at it as like, my boy got to America and he's having babies.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, because I need to see, you have to unpack, because a lot of the times, how a man feels about his mom is how he'll feel about you. A lot of the times. And that's realistically what it is. And that's why I said, I don't think the women he's with is a reflection of that. I just think that he just wants someone that's always going to be at home or always going to be with him. I really think that's really what it is. Because it doesn't make any other sense logic, because he can go out and be single and just have fun. And, I don't understand why men don't do that. But when they told me it's because they always want somebody at home, I'm like, oh, okay, so it's deeper.
I don't know. All I know is Michael Blackson is the exact example of why it's not always good to date people for money, because the mess is the mess. But that was pretty much all that we got in the episode. Congrats to Michael and Rada, I guess, on the baby. May the child grow up with more sense than its parents.
Please. Thank you.
I do encourage everybody to see the link in the description of this video so that you can subscribe to James's channel, as well as other content creators' channels. I believe we currently have Shayna's channel, James's channel, Redefine Me, another YouTuber's channel, and Kiwan JTV, who is here, who I'm excited to collab with to discuss Love After Lockup at one time. I'm very excited. Ooh, my cat's meowing. But we're going to head over to James's channel now to go over Love and Marriage Huntsville. Woohoo.
See you there.
Bye.